it once. Hello and welcome back to my tutorials. Today we're going to talk about the passive voice. Okay, so before we learn about the passive voice, we should learn about what is the active voice. Now, the active voice is what we would usually speak in when we are talking English. There are three things I want to note really at the beginning of this tutorial, and the first thing is that the active voice is when we focus on the person or thing that is doing the action. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So one more time, the active voice is when we are focusing on the person or the thing that is doing the action. When we are talking in the passive voice, we are focusing on the person or the thing that is being affected by an action. Okay, and I think that will be clearer in a minute when we take a look at the board. The third thing that I want to mention before we start, or at the beginning of the tutorial, is we always form the passive voice with the verb be. Okay, we always form the passive voice with the verb be. Now, you should all know what the verb be is, and if you don't, please go back through my tutorials and look for the verb be tutorial. Okay, so let's carry on. Let's look at some examples. So example number 1. Dean kicked the cat. So Dean is the doer of the action. Dean is the doer. He is doing the kicking of the cat. So we have the doer, we have the verb, and we have the object. Yes, the object is the cat. Now remember what I said in the beginning, that in the active voice we focus on the person or thing that is doing the action. So in this sentence we are focusing on Dean. Dean kicked the cat. So this is now in the active voice. I'm going to put a big A for active. Okay? Now then, how do we change the active voice to the passive? Well, it's actually quite easy. So let's look. So where is our object? Where our object is the cat. Yeah. Now then, our object now becomes the main focus of our sentence in the passive voice. So it comes here. Okay? Put some squares around it. Or not square, rectangle should I say. So now we have the cat. Remember again that I said in the passive we always form the passive with the verb be. So here we have our verb, forgot an R, verb be, was. So the cat was kicked, ed, bad teacher. The cat was kicked by Dean. Now when we are talking in the passive voice, we do not always have to say who the doer is. We don't have to say by Dean. We can just say the cat was kicked, and then we can have our full stop here. That's it. Or if we want to say who the doer is, then we simply add this word here, by, and then who the doer is. Okay? I hope that's making sense. Okay, let's look at one more. Let's look at another one. So let's say James built the house. Yeah, So we're saying James built the house, and this is in the active voice. Okay, so how do we change this sentence, James built the house, into the passive voice? Okay, so remember, here is our object. Here is the doer, and here is our verb. So again, we're going to take the object, and we're going to bring it down here. So now we're going to say the house. The house is now our focus of the sentence. It's now the main focus, the house. And what's next? The verb be. The verb be. The house was. The house was. Our verb. Built. And remember, we can stop there. We can just say the house was built. That's it. But if we want to say who the doer is, then we have to use this word by. By James. And there you go. You can see that comes up here. Okay, I hope that's starting to make sense. So in the active voice, again, let's review. The active voice is when we focus on the person who is doing the action. In the passive voice, we focus on... What do we focus on? We focus on the person or thing that's being affected by the action. Oh, it gets confusing even for me. Okay, so let's give it one more example. One more. So, the next one we're going to say is Dave locks the gate every... just not ringing. So again, Dave locks the gate every night. Okay, and again, this is in the active voice. We're now going to change it to the passive voice. So we know that the doer of this sentence is Dave. Dave is doing the locking of the gate every night. So where is the object? Where is the object? So, object, the gate. The gate is now our object. So, doer, our verb, object, and then every night. So, let's change this. Let's say, the gate verb be, this is the we use is, the gate is, our verb, locked every night. So there we have it. Now our object has become the main part of our sentence. Yeah, it became our focus of the sentence. So the gate, we have our verb be here, our verb here, every night. And then if we want to say who the doer is, again we put the doer on the end here. Bye, Dave. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It is the basics of passive voice, and I hope you have learned something today. Thank you.